So this is five defenses I'm starting this week with confidence heading into week 8 of the NFL season. And the first one's the Kansas City Chiefs. I know most teams, they're roamed around the league, but this defense, you got to start them. And guess who they're playing? The Jets. You saw what they did last week to Denver with a kick return touchdown and a pick six. So this Kansas City defense, they could get you another easy 20-plus point fantasy day. So Kansas City's defense starting to come in the zone a little. And we saw it last week, and we're going to see it again. So they're definitely my number one start of the week at defense is the Chiefs. That Jet offense is puke. They cannot move the ball. They cannot do nothing right. So Kansas City, a great start this week, and they could definitely help you win your matchup in week 8 from the defense and special teams position. The second defense I like this week is the Philadelphia Eagles. That Dallas Cowboy offense looked equally as bad as the Jets have in the last few weeks. The offensive line's depleted for the Cowboys. Andy Dalton, he looks washed if he's even going to play. And if not, the rookie Ben DiNucci is going to start. So this Eagle defense, I expect them to feast in this game on that weak offensive line of the Dallas Cowboys, who are out 4 out of their 5 starters on the line. This Eagle defense, we saw them have a decent fantasy game last week. So this week they're going to even have a better one versus that Cowboy team. We could expect a lot of sacks, 2 or 3 in those, a couple fumbles. So fire up that Philly D. The third defense I like this week is the New Orleans Saints. They versus the Chicago Bears, and we saw the Bears last night on Monday Night Football. They did not do much, even though that Ram defense is vicious. But this Saints D, I think they're going to have a bounce-back game. It's going to be a windy game in Chicago on Sunday. So I could see this Saints D get a couple sacks. Foles, he's good for an into or 2. Foles magic, I think that's finished. So the Saints, they're out there in most fantasy leagues, about 40%, I would say. So if you need a defense just to even stream this week, the Saints is a defense to go out there and get. The fourth defense is the Los Angeles Rams. We saw them last night put in a powerful performance on that Bears offense with 19 fantasy points for the Rams. And now they got Tua Tagovailoa, the rookie, starting for the Miami Dolphins, which I still think's a mistake the way Fitzpatrick was playing good in the season. So the Rams, I could see them having a similar performance as they did this week with 15 to 19 points. Aaron Donald, he's hungry to sack that quarterback. He's the best pass rusher and probably defensive player in all of the NFL. And when you got him and then a shutdown corner like Jalen Ramsey on your defense, you're going to be very hard to score on. Every point a team's going to work on, they're going to earn it. So this Rams defense is vicious. They got dropped last week after a bad week, but if they're on your wire some way, somehow, you get them first. And I think you ride with this Ram defense the rest of the way, even though they got a bye in week 9. But the Ram defense is the fourth defense I'm definitely starting. And the fifth and final one, who I advised you to pick up in the waiver wire video, is the Indianapolis Colts. They got a pretty solid defense. They got 3 fantasy games of double-digit points, and they got the gunslinger Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions this week on the schedule. So Stafford, he's a gunslinger. He's good for 1 or 2 windows. The linebackers for the Colts are stout. They had a bad game versus Cincinnati, but they got a decent return team of the Colts. They get to the quarterback. The Lions' offensive line isn't that good, so I think the Colts, they could get you 12 to 15 points also on the defensive side of the ball. And anything in double digits for a defense is a big plus. So this week I'm firing the Colts up with confidence as the 5th defense I'm starting heading into week 8 of the fantasy football season.